A brochure is a small book or magazine containing pictures and information about a product or service. As hard as you may try, you can only be in one place at a time. Your company brochure, however, can be in many places, helping you influence potential and existing customers. An effective brochure clearly and briefly outlines what a company is about and what it has to offer. A poorly constructed brochure only confuses, frustrates, and chases potential customers into the welcoming arms of the competition. A brochure should include information such as company name, at least 2 types of contact information, a logo and tagline. It should also include a headline on the front and 2 or 3 brief items outlining benefits your organization can provide. All text should be in brief, easy-to-read blocks to provide clarity for the reader. Add graphic images and photos of your product, service, and/or key personnel for eye-catching touch. In this video, you will learn how to create a 3-panel brochure and publisher. To start us off here, open up Microsoft Publisher and select the blank 11 by 8.5 document. First, make sure you save your document as 3-panel brochure into your drive. Our first step is going to be to change the background. To do that, we can go up to the Page Design tab. From there, we can go to the Background drop-down menu, and we will select More Backgrounds. We will change our background to a gradient fill. We will change it to the preset, and we will choose the bottom spotlight accent 1. And we will change each of our stops in the following way. Make sure the first stop is selected and change the color to red. Next, select the second stop and change the color to dark red. Finally, select the third stop and change the color to black and press OK. Next, go up to the Insert tab and click the Shapes drop-down menu. From there, select the rectangle shape and draw a rectangle on your screen. Next, we will format the rectangle in the following way. We will change the shape fill to have no fill, and we will change the shape outline to have a white border, and we will change the weight of the border to 2 1/4. Make sure that your rectangle is large enough. Mine is currently set at 7.45 by 3.1. What we will do next is we will select our rectangle, we will copy it. We can do that by clicking Ctrl+C, and then we will hit Ctrl+V 2 times. From here, we will drag each rectangle so that all 3 are side by side and that they are all in line. Once you have lined up your 3 different rectangles, they should look very similar to mine on your screen. Our next step is going to be to make a duplicate of this page. Each one of these boxes will represent one of the folds in our 3-panel brochure. Our next step is to go to the Insert tab. Next, go to the Page drop-down menu and click Insert Duplicate Page. You will now notice over here on the Pages section that we have 2 identical pages. We will click on page 1 and we will begin working on the front of our brochure here. Our first step in our brochure is going to be to edit this 3rd box in here. That will be the front of our brochure. What we want to do first is insert a picture of the Skateboards Inc. skate park. To do that, we can go to Insert Picture, locate our skate park picture, and insert it on the page. Once you have inserted the picture of the skate park, our first step is going to be to crop the picture. To do that, we can go up to the Format Pictures Tools tab and click the crop option. From there we can use the different black lines on here to format the skate park in the desired way. Resize the image so that it fits snug on the first rectangle in the brochure. From here we will right click on the picture, go to the Format Picture option by right clicking on the image, and then from there we will change the transparency of the image to 40%. Next we will insert another rectangle. Again, we can go up to the Insert tab and click the Shapes drop down menu and insert a rectangle below. After you have inserted the shape of the rectangle, go to the Drawing Tools Format option and change the shape fill to black and change the shape outline to black as well. From there you can start typing in the following information into the rectangle. Change the font to Arial Black size 10 and change the color to standard yellow. Next we will insert a catching header at the top of the first page in our first rectangle. To do that we can go to the Insert tab. From here we can go to the Advertisements drop down menu and we will select the shadowed slant, and that should be located in the Attention Getter section. Select that and put it on your first rectangle on your screen. Next, go to the Drawing Tools Format option and change the shape fill to standard yellow. You will also type in the following text in there, and you will change the text to Arial size 10 font, and you will bold the text as well. From here we can go up to the Insert tab, and from there we will go to Draw Text Box. We will draw a text box just above our Rapid City's latest and greatest indoor skateboard and rollerblade park. Key in the following information and change the text to Arial Black size 20. Next, insert an image of the Skateboard Inc. logo just below our banner here. Again, to do that we can go to the Insert tab, click Pictures, and locate the picture that you should have downloaded from CMS. Our last step for the front page of our brochure is to add the 3 outline skateboarder images to the rectangle in front of the skate park. What we want to do next is format each one of these images so that the skateboarders are in white. Now we notice that we have the 2 skateboarders with the white background. We can make the background transparent. To do that we will click on the shape. From there we can go to the Pictures Tool Format option. From there we can go to the Corrections drop-down menu. The Recolor drop-down menu. From there we can click the Set Transparent Color. You will notice that you have a brush looking icon. From there just click in the white area of the picture and it should remove the background on there. Next thing we want to do is recolor the picture. To do this we will go to the More Variations option in the Recolor drop down menu and we will select white. And we will also do the same thing for our other skateboarder. Next we will be beginning to work on this middle rectangle. Our first step is to insert the shape of the rounded rectangle. Insert the shape at the top here of the middle rectangle. Insert the rounded rectangle and key the following information. After you've keyed the following information, change the fill of the shape to standard yellow, change the outline to white, and change the text to be all caps in Arial Black size 12 font. Next, go to the Insert tab and click the Draw Text Box option. Draw a text box below Meet Our Family of Employees and key the following information. Once you have finished keying the following information, again insert a rounded rectangle and key the following information into the rounded rectangle. Key the following information into the rounded rectangle. Change the background to standard color yellow with a white outline, and you can change the font in the rounded rectangle to Arial size 8 font. And then click off. If you are struggling to fit all of your text into the rounded rectangle, one trick that you can do is highlight the entire text. From there you can right click, go to change text and go to the paragraph group. From there make sure that the after paragraph spacing is 0 point and click OK. I also added a skateboarder to my middle rectangle here, but it moved my text over to the left. One way that I can fix that is I can right click on the skateboarder. From there I have these two options here. I want to send the skateboarder back so that it no longer manipulates the text to move left. Next, insert 6 rounded rectangles into the third rectangle in our brochure. After you have inserted the 6 rounded rectangles, format the first rectangle to have a standard yellow fill with a white outline, and then change the other 5 rounded rectangles to have a white fill with a black outline. Our top rounded rectangle, we will change the text to be all caps Arial black size 12, and then we will change the text for all of our white rounded rectangles to be Arial size 9 font, and we can move the rectangle by hovering over the top line up here until we get a rounded arrow that kind of wraps around, and that will allow us to rotate the shape. So we will do that for the 5 different rounded rectangles below, and you may add in different outlines of skateboarders to help with the overall theme of our brochure here. Moving on here, we will move on to the second page of our brochure since we have finished our first. Our next step is going to be to insert an image of the Skateboards Inc. skate park. Again, go to the Insert tab and click Pictures, and we will insert a picture of the Skateboard Inc. logo. From here we will rotate the image just a bit and position it so that it fills a majority of the screen that we have here. What we will do next is we will right click on the skateboard and we will send this image to the back so that it is behind all 3 rectangles here on our second page. We will also change the transparency of the image. To do that, we can right click, go to Format Picture, and we will change the transparency to 40%. Use the styling techniques that I used for the first page of the brochure to help you complete the second page of the brochure. All the heading tabs are using the rounded rectangle with the standard yellow fill and the white outlining. All text in there should be Arial black size 12 in all caps, and then all text should be Arial size 8 font that you use for using the draw text option on there, with the exception of various sections in here. So for example, under the hours of operation, I have changed that to Arial size 9, and I have also bolded that text. The hours changed during school is also Arial size 9, but it is not bold to make the hours of operation stand out. I have made all the text on this middle page here, size 8 Arial font, with the exception of party includes, pricing, and waivers for all participants, in which case I have just bolded the text. For the skateboard up here, again, we've removed the background like we did before, so reference back to the beginning of the video if you do not understand that. And then on this third page here, again, Arial size 8 font. I did change the visit our website to Arial black size 10 and change the color on that to standard yellow. Feel free to add in any skateboarder images, outlines to help with the overall appeal of the brochure. Last, I inserted a 32-point star and keyed the following information. I will zoom in here on each section to help you see it better. You can also use the PDF on the CMS website to help you with formatting the rest of the document. Fill out the Skateboard Inc. document, proofread it, and then show it to Mr. Lewis before moving on to your own business document.